And as part of our AM Fights Cancer Week, we caught up with Ronan Keating and his wife Storm as they reminisced about the past 20 years since setting up the Marie Keating Foundation and how Ronan's mum Marie would have been so proud of his family for all the help they provided to families across the country. Ronan and Storm, lovely to talk to you.
You too, Paul.
Ronan, 20 years of the Marie Keating Foundation and your mum passing. It must be an emotional night for you.
It is. I mean, the golf event was the very first thing we did. Mum passed away in February, and we came up with all sorts of ideas when we were knocking around the house afterwards. You know, you're very angry, you're very upset, you know, all the different emotions that are going on. And the one thing that we thought, we could do and maybe work on was golf at the K Club, an event. So we did it, and my brother Gary started working on it. It was a small event for the first one, and it's just grown and grown and grown, and it was a huge event today. It's just been phenomenal 20 years later.
People mightn't realise the story with your mum is that, like, her death could have been avoided. Yeah,
Mum died from one of the most curable forms of breast cancer, which is, it's horrible for us to think of that. You know, and she came from a generation that were scared to go to the doctor and get checked.
She was scared. She was afraid of hospitals. She was scared of doctors.
That's it, scared of doctors, It
didn't want, it'll be grand.
That's what all the mammies were like, you know, it'll be grand.
It'll be grand. Have a cup of tea, it'll be grand.
Yeah. But sadly not this time, and it just went on too long, and because of that, it got her in the end, and it's heartbreaking for us. So I guess we set up the foundation in the hope that other people wouldn't go through what we went through. We were naive, we were uneducated, and we wanted to try and change that across the country.
Because, I mean, I've lost a brother and a sister to cancer, but I don't think I could go out then and sort of go, I'm going to try and change Ireland, and I'm going to try and change things. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of drive from the family, the Keating family, to go and do that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm only one piece of this puzzle. I mean, it's my brothers and sister that really drove it as well. You know, there was a gang of us in it, and then our friends that wanted to support and get behind it. And before we knew it, there was so many people involved in it because they all had a similar story. Everybody wanted to kind of get involved and get behind it and do their bit. So whether we were walking across the country or golf events, or there was always somebody that had something to give you, an offer to help, which was phenomenal. And because of that, it just spiraled and got bigger and bigger and bigger.
And Storm, you didn't know Marie, obviously, but the stories, the photographs, I'm sure, because they're such a close family, you must feel like you do know her.
I feel like I know Marie, but I feel like even right from the very first day that, you know, we sort of got to know each other, and it's something that he wears with him every single day of his life. And I feel like she was with us from the start. Like I truly, and that might sound, you know, a bit crazy to some people, but, you know, big decision for us to sort of take the leap of faith that we did to even be together. And we knew it was love, but we're from other sides of the world. And even our wedding day, it was like the sunniest day in Scotland. Who gets sun in Scotland?
She was looking down.
She was looking down, and but yeah, from it's probably the greatest regret I'll ever have in my life is not meeting Marie.
And you've been a huge supporter of the charity, obviously, and their units and the Comfort Fund, which I think a lot of people don't realise about.
Yeah, the Comfort Fund I am particularly passionate about because it gives finances to people at a time where they really need them. Because having cancer or having a family member who has cancer is heartbreaking in itself, and it's one thing to have to deal with, but all of a sudden you have all these doctor's bills, and you've got travel expenses, and, you know, people need to stay in hotels, and there's obviously a salary in the family often. If obviously it's not a child, but if it's one of the breadwinners, the family aren't bringing as much income in. And what the Comfort Fund does is it gives a little bit of support, I guess. But it's just a little something to take the edge off an already difficult time.
Are you very proud that the fact that she did see Boyzone hitting the heights?
Very much so. We were watching something the other day, actually, the boys and I, and it was showing old footage of the Late Late Show, I think it was, and all the mammies went and sat in the front row of the Late Late Show. And this was a big deal for the Maz, you know.
Of course it is.
Gabo was still on there. It was a big deal. And I was just like, it was so, that filled me with pride when I thought, oh man, that's cool. That's really cool. My mum got to go on the Late Show.
And now it's 25 years later. It's
Here we
coming
are.
back again.
I know,
The
I
new
know.
album and the tour.
Yeah, the
I'm
last
actually
album.
excited to go and see the tour.
I hope you're coming down.
I'm
to the tree or in.
definitely going to come and see it.
We'll get you a
They're adding
ticket
more
pass.
shows on. They've
Yeah.
already added 7 new shows to the tour.
Which
Yeah,
is
it's
mad.
amazing.
We didn't expect it, the tour to sell like it did, and you know, people are really vibing about the album. It's our last record. It's time for us to
Yeah,
hang
because
up
you've
our-
sort of said, look,
Yeah.
we're going to have one last hurrah, and
Let's do it in style.
let's do it in style.
And
Yeah, it's a way to do it, though,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you know, look, I'm the youngest and I'm 41, so you know we're all ages now in the band. It's time to hang up our dancing shoes.
I'm sure the others
You
are
know?
going to be telling you thanks for that.
Thank you.
lad. Thanks for that.
Well, everyone knows I'm the baby.
And then Cooper gets to see Daddy on stage.
Exactly. You know, all the kids will be there working
mean,
backstage.
and
So they want Cooper to get up in a harness.
Yeah, go flying.
The kids are like, you have to get a harness and fly, Cooper.
I mean, and the foundation just keeps seeming to get better and grow more and get more involved. And we were just even saying about how the mobile units get to every corner of the country, and that's so important.
Yeah, it's really important to places where you know there aren't, it's not as accessible for clinics and hospitals and so on. The units are available to people free of charge, and they can go on board and speak to a nurse and kind of figure out exactly what to look for and how to look for
Yeah.
it, because that's the other thing. You don't
Education is
Education
everything.
is key. So yeah, that's what the units do best. The foundation has been, going strong now for 20 years, but there has been times when it's been tough. As you know, when the country struggled financially, people couldn't donate and couldn't give money, and we understood that. So there were certain things we had to cut back on. But now, we're back in a strong position again, and we're getting the word out there bigger and better than ever. Sadly, the disease seems to be around us more than it ever has been.
I think
before.
everybody in the country knows somebody who's affected by
Yeah.
cancer.
And that's sad. So it's going the wrong way, but statistically, more lives are being saved because of it.
And what I love as well, Ronan, is that it's not just women, it's men, and you went the testicular cancer route and just checking yourself there and doing that and just opening it out.
Well, it was kind of not odd at the beginning, but because I was kind of the face of the charity and I was talking about breast cancer, it was a little bit, maybe it was good, maybe it was disarming, I don't know, but it was great for me to then be able to go, right, lads, testicular cancer, prostate cancer, we've got to cop on, we've got to, deal with this up front like women have with breast cancer. So, that was kind of, with the Men Keep It Fit campaigns and so on, that really, I could push that a lot.
Well, do you know what? All we can say is that Ireland, I'm delighted to get on board with you all this week.
It's amazing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Thank you so
and I
much.
know all our viewers are going to love sort of hearing the stories from all the people who are affected, survived.
Yes.
And that's important to know that the survival rate. And we're very proud to be part of the week.
You've been through yours, and thank you so much for the
Yeah.
support. You know firsthand
We do,
how tough it
yeah,
is, and
yeah.
thank you very much. It's so important to get the word out there like this. So thank you, Al.
Thank you, and thank you both.
Good on
Thank you.
God bless. Thanks.
Well, there he's saying, and they do amazing work. They really do. And the mobile units, I think, are really important for people to know that they are going to go around the country. They can go into every village, every little town, get the information, get the awareness out there. And I think that's what Ronan was saying to me and Stormless, the awareness of the Marie Keating Foundation. People know that they did this thing for their mother, but didn't really know what they do.
I'd never heard of the Comfort Fund.
Yeah.
Up until yesterday.
Such a good idea.
And we'd only put that out to air, and a woman texted in from Monaghan or Cavan, Castleblaney, County Monaghan, to say basically they do the same. They have a limited fund that they volunteer to collect for, and they subscribe it and they give it out to people who need it, which petrol money, whatever you need to get you through it, help you get through it. And and these guys do amazing work below the radar.
And you know what's lovely too is picking up a leaflets or maybe going online. It's not practical for everybody, and people are left with questions.
Yeah, but
whereas
to go
when you have
in,
a unit and there's
and it's in
staff
your village
there,
and
it's
it's
in
there,
your village, and the nurses are really well experienced and know what they're talking about. They can really just give you
no
good
substitute for human
advice.
contact, really, is
No.
there?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, have they a website, have they?
Yeah, thank you. Well, yesterday we raised over 3,000. We're hoping to get to 20 by the end of the week. So we're looking for you to donate this morning, to donate €4. All you have to do is text Marie to 50300. 50300. If you have your phone in your hand now, if you have it in your home, just text that number, pick up your phone and text Marie to 55300, and that donates €4. And as I said, we're hoping to get to €20,000 by the end of the week to keep this really good work and this awareness of the Marie Keating Foundation going around the country.
Nice, well done.
2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
€4.
Yeah.
€4. And text as many times as you like.